What's up, YouTube? Pokemon here, bringing you another Friday Fight Night. Today we're looking at a Donphan deck. So without further ado, let's get this thing spinning. Okay guys, let's go ahead and take a quick look at our Donphan deck. As you can imagine, we've got 4 lines of Phanpy Donphan. The main attack we'll be using is Spinning Turn, does 40 damage, and then allows you to switch this Pokemon with one of your bench. So it's a hit and run tactic. 40 damage might not sound that impressive at first, but remember this is fighting. So we've got Fighting Stadium to do 20 more damage to a defending EX. We've got our Silver Bangle, which can do 30 more damage to an EX. If we're not dealing with an EX, we can use Muscle Band, which will do 20 more damage. And we've got Strong Energy, which will do 20 more damage to any Pokemon as well, and this one is stackable. So that can add up pretty quick. Let's say we went with the Muscle Band, that's 20, 40, now it's doing 80 to a regular Pokemon. If you were dealing with an EX, we're talking about 20, 50, 70 more, which means we're dealing 110 damage with every hit to an EX. Not bad. Definitely can get 2-hit knockouts on just about anything, including most Megas. Alright, now obviously if we're going to be hitting and running, we need to have something in place to put out there to defend. One obvious choice would be Safeguard Pokemon, such as Sigilyph here. Just because he can't be hurt by an EX. So if your opponent is running a lot of EXs for all his attacking, a Safeguard is a good way to go. I actually only put one Sigilyph because I'm also going to put one Suicune in here. That way I can go with the one that has a more favorable matchup, just in case they are strong against one, I can use the other. Especially when it comes to a regular type Pokemon that they maybe have on their bench to switch out to deal with safeguards. Another option is to set up a wall that will also act as an additional attacker, and that would be Outrage Pokemon. When they do, for each damage counter on this Pokemon, it does 10 more damage with its attack, so 20 plus is 130 HP. That means if he takes like 80 damage, boom, he's dishing out 100 hits. And again, in order to find the favorable matchup, I've got one of each of the Outrage Pokemon. That was Reshiram for the favorable matchups for fire. We got Zekrom here, just in case we're dealing with, say, a Mirror deck or a Metacham deck or a Primal Groudon. You'll have the ×2 for that. And then, of course, we've got our Kyurem right here for any deck that would be favorable to attack with water, such as a fire deck. So we have all these different options on ways to attack, including our main one. And then we'll just seek out whichever ones will be favorable for the opponent we are dealing with. Then we're also running 2 Mr. Mines just to protect our bench from being sniped off. Especially these Phanphys, only 80 HP, which isn't that bad for a basic Pokemon like this that evolves. But still, we want to make sure he survives to become a Donphan and start hitting and running. Also, a wall we have in here, outside of our Pokemon, is a Robo Substitute. It's only got 30 HP, but they don't get any prizes for killing it off. And you can get rid of it anytime you want. So, if they end up not taking it out, you can just discard it, get out there, attack, and then switch out to something else. We have a Professor's Letter, just in case we end up in a tight spot where we don't get the energy we need. We've got Ultra Ball, 3 of those, just to seek out whichever Pokemon we are missing. We've got Karinas to get our Phanphys and Donphans out, as well as seek out all these item cards that we could potentially need. Maybe we've got everything else, but we didn't get a Robo Substitute. We can get that. Maybe there's a Pokemon we need, we can grab a Ultra Ball with it and then use the Ultra Ball to get it. Or we could grab one of our tools to power up one of these Pokemon. We of course got all the Sandres, 2 of them. Always good to hunt out that favorable matchup. Only 3 ends in this, mainly because this deck is more dependent on seeking out specific Pokemon than a bunch of cards, just to get your strategy in play. So I cut down 1 on there to make room for those types. We still have the 4 Sycamores. You kind of have to have that in every deck. We also have a Skyla, just a useful supporter to get the exact card you need, whether it be a tool or an Ultra Ball or whatever. It just gives you a lot of options of getting what you need into play with a deck like this. 3 Fighting Stadiums to power up our Donphan. 4 Float Stones. Yes, 4 of them, just in case they get discarded or your wall gets knocked out. You got more for others, because whatever wall you put out there, you're going to have to be able to switch them out with Donphan for this strategy to work. So you got to make sure you can get a Float Stone on there. 2 Muscle Bands and 2 Silver Bangles. That way you can power them up as appropriate. If they got a good mix of both EX and regular Pokemon, you can set one up with a Silver and one up with a Muscle Band and bring out whichever one you're dealing with. We got 4 double colorless energies. That's to power up these Outrage guys here so that we can get them going. 4 fighting energies and then 4 of these strong energies just to really power up those Donphans and get some heavy hits going. So that is our Donphan deck. Pretty effective strategy, very versatile when you mix it up, your walls and stuff with different types like this. So let's go ahead and take it for a spin and see what we get. Okay, let's see who we find to take on with our Donphan deck. Alright, Gurmd will be our opponent. Psychic and Lightning. Of course, the Lightning could just be for a Raichu in there. Yeah, always go first. Always. Oh, I got a mulligan right off the bat. That's not very good. Alright, so it looks like we'll be starting off with a Suicune out there. Hopefully he doesn't have a ton of lightning types. Is that? Or actually, no, his weakness is grass, so we'll be fine. Alright, so Shaman, well, that sucks for him that he had to do that. Let's go ahead and play our Karina to get a Phanpy into play. And then we'll grab, we got a Float Stone already. So let's get the Silver Bangle. He does have an EX in that spot right now. And then, yeah, you know what? Well, just to play it safe, we'll put this down. If we get a strong energy, we'll double up, but we'll go with that for now. Yeah. We're hanging on just to see if he puts a stadium in play that we can then take away with ours. Let's wish our opponent good luck now that we've got... Oh, and he conceded. Apparently he did not have the patience for a Donphan deck. It is a little bit slower of a gameplay, but I think he saw where it was going. Probably depends a lot on EXs. But yeah, so you can even scare some people away for some easy wins. But let's see if we can find someone else to go at it with real quick, because that was quick and you didn't really get to see it in action. Okay, looking for another opponent here. Hopefully someone that won't retreat so quickly. Junie Eong, a fairy deck. Well, that could be interesting. Maybe it's a Mega Gardevoir. It's probably going to pick up in popularity with Mega Rayquaza. Let's see, what's he got? Just a lot of trainers in the trainer cards. We have no idea what he's running from that. Alright, so there's the fairy energy. Yeah, Mega Gardevoir is what we're dealing with. He actually had a muscle band in there, which you don't see very often. Oh, he's trying to power him up with Togekiss's ability. That's interesting. He's got Silent Lab. That's probably his counter for the safeguards. Let's see, it doesn't really matter which one we use here, so let's go with the Suicune, who has a higher HP. And we'll go ahead and put these guys down as well. Yeah, we want those mulligan draws. Oh man, are we loaded now? Okay, so start out, we'll go ahead and Karina, get us a Phanpy. We've got float stones already. So let's see, what's he working with? He's got his Xerneas out, so we'll get a muscle band. In play, as well as a strong energy. And you know what? I have a bad feeling that he might in us because of how much we've got here. So let's go ahead and load up big time. We'll also get this additional Phanpy since we got a Mr. Mime down protecting us. And we'll end our turn there. Next turn, we'll have our first Donphan in play, ready to go. Nicely powered up, too. Yep, there's that in. I knew it was coming, so made the right call there. Got an additional wall, as well as a silver bangle. And another strong energy, so we can go ahead and get potentially another, both Donphans set up right away. Oh, he got a startling megaphone, so he'll probably get rid of our float and muscle band right now. There it goes. So we'll have to hunt down another float stone before we can get going. He's going to get one energy onto that Gardevoir, and in his turn. Alright, well, we got our float stone, thank goodness. So we'll go ahead and put that down. Put out our other wall. Put this down on him. This down here. And I think we'll go ahead and Sycamore. Alright, we got our first Donphan ready to go. We've got that right there. Our silver bangle. Yeah, looking good. So we can go ahead and get going. Let's put it to work. First hit, 460. Put that back out and we're ready. So not too bad of a start. Only has 2 cards, so I probably won't be using that in. He's got the energy he needs, but he still needs to get it set up. What to do? Thinking a Skyla or we'll get a VS Seeker and use that next turn. And then let's go ahead and just keep plucking away at his Xerneas with the Suicune Wall to protect us against Gardevoir. He's Ultra Balled. I imagine it's to go ahead and get his Mega Gardevoir out and start attacking. No, he wants to get his Togepi out. Probably to deal with the Suicune is his hope. And to allow him to get 2 energies from his Geomancy. Alright, so now we've got our other Donphan in play, ready to go. And we can go ahead and get our first knockout here. Oh, I almost forgot. Let's go ahead and Karina. That way we'll have an additional Donphan in our hand ready for setup. And yeah, I should have done that first actually. Got a muscle band here. So if he puts out his Togepi, we'll just, and he did, we'll use our strong, or our muscle band Donphan to attack with. He's really hurting by not having anything to help him draw. So we'll go ahead and put that in place. Buff him up. And go to our muscle band Donphan to take out Togepi. And put our safeguard back up. Now as Gardevoir is out in the open, unless he top decked a Sycamore or Shaman, he's probably in trouble. We'll go ahead and put out our Robo Substitute, which we can just discard instantly. He probably hates that because he's gonna have to attack something. No, see, he's hoping I won't discard it, but oh, I will discard it. We're going to power this guy up a little more. Discard this from play. Too strong energy. Yeah, this is going to hurt, buddy. This is really going to hurt. $130 damage. And put our floating safeguard out in the open. Oh, he got his VS Seeker. So he's going to end us. Getting him much needed cards and lowering my card count dramatically. He's got his Mega Gardevoir out, but without a Lysander, he's kind of in trouble. And even then, I think he's kind of out of luck. He got himself another Gardevoir, but I don't know why he keeps focusing on that so much. He needs his backup plan, his way of attacking. But maybe he doesn't have one. So we'll retreat out to... Oh, and he conceded. So that was actually a very good example of the power of Donphan versus a very competitive deck, a Mega Gardevoir deck. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. As you can see, it's also helping out with that particular challenge I have. We dished out a pretty good attack for a Donphan, 130 damage. Yeah, really good stuff. And not a single EX in this deck, I might add. All non-EX Pokemon. Very nice. Well, guys, that's Donphan in a nutshell. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have used this deck yourself and maybe a different variation of it that you prefer, or if you haven't tried it out yet, maybe you'll go ahead and give it a shot. Pretty easy build, easy to get your hands on most of these cards. They're not that hard to set up a trade for. That's it. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos and giveaways. Like this if you enjoyed the video. Let me know with that thumbs up. If you think this is a deck that would interest a friend of yours, hit that share button and let them check it out. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.